G'day folks. For this afternoon's little repair job, we've got a little generic Talon line trimmer. It's the same ones as they use for McCulloch now. They're all Chinese stuff. The days of good old-fashioned McCulloch and other stuff like that's pretty much gone, so you'd have to buy a Steel or a Honda or something if you want something half reasonable. The only reason I'm fixing this, or recommended fixing it, is because it's got the solid straight shaft and head. If it was one of the lighter bent shaft ones, I wouldn't use it. I wouldn't recommend fixing it, but basically it's got no spark whatsoever, and I basically just bought a coil to see if I could fix it. Just a second handy, 20 bucks. Not going to go any further than that. It's got a spring-loaded starter too, so you just pull back and hold and it automatically goes over compression and spins up, so it's very easy for the operator to use. One of my lady friends is going to be using it, so it's actually really easy for her to start. It's a good little unit. You just got to keep them well lubed, proper fuel to oil ratio. I think they're 50 to 1. She's well familiar with all that sort of stuff. She just wants one that actually has compression, because the other one wore out. Yeah, so I'll fix that up. I've tried running it with the kill switch disconnected. It's not a shorted switch or anything like that. There's just absolutely nothing from the coil, and it's very typical of these. I've got a second-hand coil off another one, so who knows how long that's going to last, but these things just eat coils. They just do. I've thrown away tons of them because they all had dead coils. They were the cheaper bent shaft ones, but they still weren't all that particularly good. So let's get the top off and have a look. Yeah, there we go. Same style coil. And they go out with frightening regularity. They almost look the same as the ones on the little Chinese monkey bikes as well. They probably use the same or similar core engine. It has been hitting the flywheel as well, but even when I gapped it properly, it didn't work. So it is done. Flywheel doesn't have any radial run out, just a little bit end to end, but that's sort of normal for these engines. I've never seen one that's tight. Yeah, I'll just throw this thing on and see if it works. That one's definitely dead. Might put some bigger washers over these bolts too. Looks like the old one had bigger washers, looking at the indentations on it. These ones here are a bit small, and obviously it worked loose. It wasn't even loose, I couldn't move it, but it's just moved ever so slightly closer to the flywheel at one point and then started rubbing on the magnet. Magnet seems to be fine. There we go, new coil's in. That's all I do to set the gap. Set it over the magnet with a business card in between and pull the card out. Slight gap. Probably go a little bit closer, but at least this way it's not going to hit it again. These flywheels aren't known for having the least amount of run out. Same with points. I've generally gone a business card thickness or a little bit more on small engine, like 4-stroke points. And 2-stroke. They both, old 2-strokes use points. These are electronic coils. I know there's probably a better method for setting them, but I think someone asked me a couple of weeks ago what I used for the old Honda side valves, and again it's basically a business card thickness, if not maybe slightly more. The wear pads on those often wear down a lot quicker as they get older, so I give it something to wear into. Otherwise you're resetting the points again fairly soon as that pad goes, and eventually you need new points anyway. But yeah, it's like a phenolic follower that follows the little cam lobe on the crankshaft. Opens and closes the points. It does tend to wear pretty bad, especially when they get degraded, cooked, and just generally damaged, particularly from running without any lube on the cam lobe. Replacing and oiling the felt pad's crucial. But yeah, it seems to work. I don't know. There's probably specific sheets for setting point gaps and things like that on small engines, but I've never had any issues with setting them business card thickness, or if the manual is available according to the manual. But I never had a manual for the small Hondas. Not the old vertical side valve ones anyway. Like the G55 or G43s, that sort of thing. The GX series, there's a manual, and there's all kinds of literature out there on setting them. I think most of them even use electronic coils now. I'm pretty sure they do. But yeah, if you can't find a manual, I just use a business card. Well, I've got spark now. It's far from brilliant, but it's working. And even bringing the coil down to, say, copy paper thickness away from the magnet, no difference. So I'd say either the magnet is slightly weak or it's just the nature of the beast. They've never particularly had brilliant spark. That plug needs a good clean up too. Actually, I'll get another one. This is just it's just a generic plug. It does work, but I don't trust the generic China plugs. I'd rather get a NGK or something like that. Yeah, I'll give it a try. I'll pinch a NGK out of one of my stationary Briggs & Strattons. It looks like the exact same length and thread style. It probably would cross-reference with that part number that's on it. Either way, any better quality plug's better than that plug. What are you doing, Beetle? Warm weather's bringing the bugs out tonight, and it's going to be for a while. They put a bit more effort into building this one. They've got metal shielding and air ducting over the cylinder head. It's more than the other ones had, and that's probably why they used to cook the coils a lot more readily. Alright, let's try and start this thing. Knowing what two strokes are like, it's going to result in a lot of yanking, a lot of tickling the primer bulb, resulting in a burst of noise and other activity. Usual two-stroke stuff. Full choke, fresh fuel. Fuel's not old at all. It was dry when I got it, so washed and primed the tank. Sparks on. Getting something. Still a bit flooded from when the coil died. Not far off though. Idle could be set a little low too. Clearing up. Probably old fuel in the carby as well. Better, just had to clear its throat. Oh, good. And that's usually the problem with these trimmers, it's usually just a dead coil. Well, no spark of course. If you got spark and still no start after fresh fuel, it's usually the carburetor. Again, the carburetor is just as liable to fail on these, but it seems to be coils most of the time. Yeah, I'll give it a good run tomorrow. It's about 7:30 at night now, so that's enough for tonight. I know it's going to work. I'll give it a good run out the back there. Along the back of the shed definitely needs a line trim, so plough it through some thick grass, make sure it's got plenty of cord in it, and yeah, back to customer. Thanks for watching. Oh, I might also see if I can do something about that. I don't know how it used to be attached, or whether it even had one. I think this is just off a carry case or a laptop bag. But either way, I'll see if I can attach that a little bit better. But apart from that, everything else seems to be fine. It's got a cast iron. No, it's just dirty aluminum right angle head. I'll see if it's greased properly. I think I've got an extra head for one of these as well. I do actually. I've got a spare head unit for it. Whatever you want to call it. Thanks for watching.